got a 13-inch hydroplane that we're going to build today. We're going to build it in one video, do the start to finish, okay? A speed build. You guys are like, what? Big B's going to do a boat build in one video? What the hell? Has hell froze over? But, you know, it's a small boat. I basically got everything prepped up. Let's try something a little bit different. So stick around. Big B with Ironclad RC. Done. All right, it actually turned out pretty good. I was able to build the boat in one day. Okay, took me 3 months to get the boat the way I want it. Okay, I've sanded the hull, got the ride pads reduced in size. I've probably taken off a 1/4 inch of width, added some non-trip onto the sides here, got both ride pads the same angle. I got the recoveries the same angle. The recoveries on the boat, one was like back here, one was up here. The backs of the sponsons were not identical. Okay, they were rounded. I had some big chips on the corners, and I got everything right in that aspect. The bottom of the boat, it actually had some like a tunnel. I think it's called a air dam. It had like these strips that run down the non-trip right here, like a little raised area. You see them, they're common on like the older hydroplanes. So I sanded all that off, so we got like a nice tunnel here, nice non-trips on both sides. I used a 3/16 stuffing tube with an inner 5/32 bushing. I'll show you guys that in a little bit. Okay, I got a micro turn fin on the boat. That's Brandon sent that as well. He also sent the rudder. Okay, speaking of the rudder, we're using a little micro rudder. I actually trimmed down the rudder arm, drilled a new hole so it's closer to the rudder. We didn't really need all that much throw. Okay, and you guys are probably thinking, Big B, you forgot something. You don't have a strut. You don't have a strut on your boat. How are you going to tune it? But I think I can tune the boat without a strut. Okay, I've run my little micro rigger here without a strut, just a stuffing tube, and it works out great. It's a lightweight solution. A strut actually would bring the propeller really far off the transom. Like it would be like right back here somewhere. And I wanted to keep the propeller close to the transom on this build. Okay, it's a lightweight boat. We'll get a weight here in just a few. I got a scale. Okay, I'm gonna open it up. As you guys seen, I actually used some carbon fiber to mount up my stuffing tube and my servo mount. Some carbon fiber hairs mixed in with my epoxy. I used them on my stuffing tube to kind of brace up the through hole right here, because I will be tuning, adding or taking away bend out my stuffing tube, so that's going to kind of add some integrity to the hull so we don't crack it while we're tuning the boat. Got a bellow reversed on the inside of the boat here with a 1mm stainless steel rod for my steering linkage. Okay, actually works out pretty good. I used some E-Fix 6000, as you guys seen, to hold my servo in place so I don't have to deal with getting screws in there and all that. It was hard enough getting that screw in. So I'm using Dr. Jet's coupler he sent me. He made that coupler for this boat, and I actually sent him the wrong bore size for the motor I was using. So I'm using the coupler, Doc. This is a 3mm to 0.98 coupler, okay, with a 0.98 flex cable, 8 shaft. All right, we're going to be running a TFL 430 to start off with. This KV on this motor is 3000 KV. It's a 2434 brushless outrunner motor, 3000 KV, water cooled motor. Okay, sitting on my carbon fiber motor mount. All right, I mocked that up. It took me a couple days to get the design right. Got some epoxy dam holes on the motor mount, and it actually looks pretty good. Custom made motor mount. I used a piece of carbon fiber, 1mm thick carbon fiber I laid up in a previous video for that mount and the servo mount. Okay, so I think it's gonna have plenty of power. Okay, it ought to freaking scream with a 30mm prop. If that prop's too big, we can run this Octura 427, Octura 630, or Octura 427 cut down to a 24mm. So I have a few different prop options. The driveline sounds great. Listen to how smooth it is. Extremely smooth driveline. Later on, if I want to change the motor, we also have this 2430 7200 kV. But I really wanted to use this 3000 kV so I can run some big props on the boat. Big props. I'm talking, for this boat, 30mm a big prop. But we might give this one a go around. It's got different size head screw mounting options, so it should fit my custom carbon fiber mount. We're using an old Aquacraft 20 amp ESC. It's actually a 30 amp ESC. It had a 30 sticker on the back, but it's classified as a 20. Okay, it's water cooled. Now I'm not going to hook up water cooling. I have water cooling line. I'm going to run the boat with no water cooling to save weight. All right, the boat's kind of heavy for its size. So we got the TTX300 Tactic remote with the corresponding receiver. I took the case off the receiver again to save weight. Okay, going to be running it on 3S. All right, 850 milliamp 30C 3S G2 Spectrum Pack. Okay, I got Velcro in the boat to hold it in place. Now that's the only thing I'm worried about with this boat is the outrunner and the battery with it sitting in front, but that's really the only configuration I felt like it just works with the boat. It's the balance is perfect. I mean, I've got it perfect right behind the turn fin. Okay, I can move my battery to up to about right here. I've got two pieces of Velcro side by side. Also have Velcro on my ESC so I can move my ESC forward and aft for additional weight distribution. Okay, now I've actually got a little idea. This is some hot racing diamond plate aluminum that I'm actually contemplating either gluing like E6000 this onto my battery, like fold it over this edge right here, and E6000 a little piece of this aluminum on my battery, or tape it on there so it doesn't, like for chafing gear, so if the battery shuffles it won't put a hole in my battery and catch the boat on fire. So that's my solution for that. Okay, so I'm actually going to take this out real quick. Let's get a weight before I do that. I'm going to take that driveline out. But it actually turned out really good. I'm extremely happy with the way the boat turned out. How did you guys like the speed build? Do you like builds like this, or do you like full-blown walk you through tutorial type builds? So I got it zeroed out here with the battery everything fully loaded. Okay, 504 grams. The boat, when I got the boat, it weighed 350 grams. Okay, before I started installing all the hardware and motor and everything, the hull was 220 grams. That's about as light as I could get this boat, for real. So that 3,000 kV motor, it ought to scream in this boat. So this boat right here, completely loaded, just to give you guys an idea. This is a 12-inch boat. It's 13 inches. 12 inches, 13, fiberglass, wood. Okay, fully loaded on this little 2S Kneeler 376 500. Let's get a weight on my rigger, just so you guys get an idea. This rigger is a 2S boat as well, 5,200 kV, and it only weighs 232 grams. Okay, without the batteries, it's 168 grams. All right, this boat right here was 220 without batteries, without anything. Okay, I got my shaft pulled out. Okay, so you guys can see my drive line, how I'm got this configured. All right, so we got the Teflon liner cut to a certain length so it holds our bushing in place. Okay, this bushing is 5/32, 3/16 stuffing tube. The bushing will spin with the shaft. All right, and it'll also spin in the stuffing tube. It just kind of sits in there, telescopes into the next size up. Okay, it's gonna work. I've used that, just a bare stuffing tube without a strut on this boat. It works fine. My Miss Geico 17, it works fine. Now, I don't recommend running no strut on larger boats, but these little 12, 13, 14, 15-inch boats, you can get away with it. Okay, the props are small, the boats are lightweight, and it'll work. See you guys next time. Hopefully you guys like the speed build. I think it's a great little boat. I've done a lot of work to it to get it where it's at. I hadn't figured out a paint scheme. So comment, let me know what you guys think. We'll see you next time. Big B with Ironclad RC.